Yes.
Coach, can you say hello? Can you hear us?
Why do I have to say hello? I know these guys. They don't like me no way.
All right, Coach, we'll get started. We'll go to Kurt Weiler first.
How about the slow starts? You know, that's what he's going to ask. So
Hey,
what are we doing?
This is your pre-tournament press conference, Coach.
Okay, I was supposed to call Kurt at the Democrat. Tell him I'll call him later.
Well, I can truthfully, I can probably ask you what we need here.
It's gonna be personal and private. We don't want everybody knowing our business. All right.
I mean, I guess kind of along those lines. I know, obviously, as long as I've been watching your teams, I know dating back to even Miami, length has really been something you've valued. I guess, though, I mean, in the recent years, the big guard U has kind of become the brand. I guess, how has that become a rallying cry within the team?
Well, Kurt, in my opinion, whenever you are taking over a program, sometimes you just have to work with what you have, trying to get it to a certain level. And a lot of guys, especially coaches, they kind of, who have played, there's something about the way they like to play as a result of what the experiences that they had over a period of time. I was always a good defender and a very unselfish player. Even though I scored quite a bit of points, I always enjoyed creating for other people, even in pickup games. You know, how many points I scored wasn't as much of an issue as that was. We tried to find a way to win. But I also know that as a young coach growing up, you know, I learned from guys, especially the late Kelly. Taking away vision was important. Contesting shots are important. Using your length to deter passes as much as you do contest passes, as much as you contest shots. And this just taking away vision and having your hand on the pass and the line between the man and the ball does a little bit, make people catch the ball a couple of steps away from the basket when you're contesting, when you're mirroring the ball. So the longer you are, the quicker you are with your feet and to get into those positions, just makes it cuts down on the percentages of a team being able to do what they want to do. If you are doing something 40 times a game, and I cut it down to 24 to 25 times, then that could be 6 or 7 points. And in the ACC, 70% of all games are decided by 4 points or less. So my philosophy is long arms, athleticism, quickness and speed, and that means a lot as it relates to our philosophy, offensively and defensively.
Go to Ben from the FSU.
Hey, Coach. I just wanted to ask you a little bit about Scotty Barnes, because, you know, you've talked about his position at point guard, but I was just wondering, how much does he really play into the way you guys play defense with his athleticism, with his length, and with his ability?
Well, he fits the way we want to play. But he's unique in the fact that when you look back, you see a lot of 6'9" power forwards. You see a lot of 6'9", maybe small forwards. But that's an unusual skill to be that tall, that athletic, that long, with long wingspans. Most of those guys are smaller, more, for whatever reason, those are positions that normally have been smaller guys are related to because of, you know, the skill level that it takes. So it's unusual to find a guy of his size with his skills and his potential. But what separates Scotty is his mentality. He's an extremely unselfish player with a high basketball IQ. He literally enjoys creating offense for his teammates. In other words, that's the unique thing about him, is that he enjoys the pleasure of getting a good assist as he was hitting a three. Well, I like that. that's the way I played. And not that I was anywhere close to where he is. I know the mentality that it takes, and that helps you win games when you have a person who's a willing passer, who actually enjoys it, but he also, is a good defender, and he has a high IQ with a high motor. Those are the things that I think Scotty possesses. The interesting thing is that he has an infectious personality, where he really loves people and he loves life. I mean, he'll come into a room for breakfast. He won't sit down until he hug every one of his teammates. Well, that's just a unique personality where he likes being around people. He loves his teammates, and he has that spirit that's different. With the high basketball IQ, not only does he learn his position, but he learns everybody else's position so that he can kind of help communicate from that position. So now, and the interesting thing is that he's just maturing into that position. When you take under consideration that he's only been playing that position for a few months. I mean, most of the time, point guards been playing point guard since they were 6 years old. They was playing point guard when they was in the elementary school team or the whatever the little T-ball teams is that they have. But Scott is just transferring into that position since he's been in Florida State, which means his best basketball is ahead of him. I mean, the unique thing of learning teammates, does he need a bounce pass? Does he need a half pass? Do I get off it quick for this guy? Where does he shoot the ball? What system should I be running in relation to how they're defending are things that you don't automatically just have a gift for. You have to learn that. And he's learning at an accelerated pace. He's had a seamless transition. And the good unique thing is there's best basketballs ahead of him.
Good. Adam from Columbus.
Hi there, Coach. I read about Ohio State basketball, and I know sometimes maybe you don't want to talk about a guy that's not with you anymore. But I'm working on a story on C.J. Walker, and just wondered what it must have been like coaching him. He's really kind of grown into a leader at Ohio State, and the Chris Holtmann talks about him being a future coach. I just wonder if you saw some of those things when you had him in your program.
Absolutely. I mean, from day one, he's a high energy, a high basketball IQ. He represents that Indiana love for basketball as well as anybody that I've ever met. By working at the University of Kentucky for 12 years and spent a lot of time recruiting Indiana, I'm probably as familiar with the passion that the Indiana people have for basketball. And he represents that. I mean, he was high energy, fearless, competitive, hardworking, passionate player even as a freshman. He really made a huge difference in our team. And I'm glad to see him having the level of success at Ohio State that I was absolutely sure that he would get to the point where, I mean, you can't have the passion that he has, the love of the game, and the ability. He's quick and fast, and what separates him is he's just fearless. I mean, and he's extremely confident. And not only is he skilled and quick and fast and strong, but he just has a high basketball IQ, and he plays the game with such a passion that it's infectious. And he's positive and always upbeat. CJ never really I never really saw him have a down day. I mean, he was always peppy and energetic. And I'm just I try to watch him as often as I can. I don't get a chance to see him play very much, but I'm always looking for him. And he's going at that same, I'm gonna give it all I have pace that he's done. And I think I'm glad to see him contributing to the success of a really good basketball team.
Thank you.
Go to Lane Hurt.
Coach, you've already been on the road for a full week. You still have 3 days until game day. Has there been any discussion with the team of the the mentality it'll take with being on the road for so long, or is that just something that they understand?
Lane, if this all the is this how tough it's going to be trying to win a national championship, I think we can deal with this. I mean, I think we can handle this. I mean, this is, if you're a basketball player and you're competitive, this is the most exciting time of your life. You know, I mean, we finished second in the regular season, second in the tournament. Gosh, this can't do anything but rejuvenate your spirits. You have another chance, you know, to go compete for another title. I mean, you have to be excited for that. You know, we just gotta make sure that. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt that we're gonna be focused, and I don't think there's any doubt that we taking this opportunity seriously.
Go next to Corey Clark.
Yeah, Leonard, what would you say after watching film of them, I'm sure over the last 3 days, what does Greensboro do well? Why are they here? And then, I mean, like, what did they do well to win so many games? And then they look like a little bit like you guys in that they play a bunch of dudes. Looks like they have 9 or 10 guys that play double-figure minutes and only one guy over 30. Well,
I think they play 11 guys, if I remember. I think that's a great observation. I think they play a similar style to the way we like to play. You know, they play a lot of people. They pick up full court with different presses. They mix a little zone in, and they are very quick and sound fundamentally with their man-to-man defense. So they play an up-tempo style. They play a lot of people, and, you know, so the style that we're accustomed to. So, you know, I'm sure they're not going to change anything, you know, because it's been successful in what they're doing, and I'd say we're probably not either. So it has all the makings of two teams that are playing extremely aggressive, and the winner will probably be the team that come the closest to being who they've been, who they have been at their best time during the year in this particular game. This is no doubt an opportunity for both of us, and they've been extremely successful over the last number of years, and they've probably been one of the most dominant teams in their league. And I'm sure that they're looking forward to playing against an ACC opponent.
Go to Matt.
Leonard, because everyone obviously wasn't able to play the NCAA tournament last year, does this time being in it, does this seem a little sweeter for you guys?
Well, Matt, to be very honest with you, we haven't talked one second about us not playing in the tournament last year. I told our players today that you can't look in the past, you can't look too far ahead. What we got to do is take advantage of what we can control, and that's by preparation and practice, and making sure that we try to have great practices with high level of focus and concentration that gives you confidence to prepare yourself to play in the games. We're not worrying about what we missed last year. We're not worrying about the championship. We feel like we worry about the past, obviously, that won't be good. If we spend all our time worrying about the championship that we can't do anything about today. So what we're trying to do is focus in on the moment, stay in the moment. We think that's the best way for us to be as prepared as we can for Saturday's game.
Go next to Chris Nee.
Hey, Leonard, just wanted to ask, you talked about a few guys being banged up going in the ACC tournament, having a little bit of rest before you guys played there and a little bit of rest before you guys get back on the court. Have some of them been able to get their legs back under them and feel a little bit better than they were?
Well, you know, we were a little beat up coming out of the season, like most teams are. You know, it's a little sore here, a little sore there. You have a couple light days off your legs. I think can't do anything but good. But it's time to get back to work now. I mean, you don't want to overdo it, but you got to prepare yourself, you know, for what we know we're going to be facing this week. And I think we're doing a pretty good job of managing it for the most part. We had a good practice today. Worked against some of the things we think that they'll be throwing at us. And in terms of getting our legs back under us, you know, that's kind of a moving target. What's good for some players are not good for the others. You know, this time of year, you always got turn this and sprain this and tendonitis here and there. And most basketball players just play through it because there aren't anything that's not normal that they deal with on a yearly basis. So I'm sure most teams that are here are dealing with some fatigue, dealing with some little knick-knack things that athletes go through, and you just hope to try to manage them and put them in the best position to win. And that's kind of pretty much where we are.
All right, any more questions for Coach? All right, we'll let Coach go back, and then we'll have MJ there in just a few seconds.
I put this mask on. I see Corey Clark on here. CC.